Every year, over 90,000 merchant ships sail right past India's southern coastline, carrying billions of dollars in global cargo, navigating the narrow, high-traffic corridors of the Indian Ocean. Despite having a coastline that stretches for over 7,000 kilometers, India cannot dock the world's largest container vessels. The country's domestic ports simply lack the natural deep-water berths required to handle these massive ships. Because of this infrastructure gap, India is actively losing revenue and strategic leverage in its own geopolitical backyard. To capture that maritime traffic, the government has authorized the construction of a massive, deep-water transshipment hub to intercept the global shipping lanes. This map details the proposed location, Great Nicobar Island. Sitting at the southmost tip of the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago, it possesses a natural water depth of over 20 meters and sits near the Malacca Strait, one of the world's busiest shipping choke points. The proposed solution is a $9 billion infrastructure mobilization. The plan outlines an international container transshipment terminal capable of handling 16 million TEUs annually, alongside a greenfield international airport and a 450-megawatt gas and solar power plant. To support these facilities, the government is planning an entirely new coastal city. The township and associated infrastructure will require a footprint spanning over 16,000 hectares of land, permanently altering the island's geography. This is a massive, multi-decade mobilization structured across several distinct phases, with the final operational capacity projected to come online by the year 2058. Securing this level of geopolitical leverage demands a heavy physical toll. Engineering this maritime fortress requires rapidly industrializing one of the most isolated and pristine ecological zones on the planet. The initial environmental cost is severe. To clear the necessary land, developers 130 square kilometers of primary tropical forest. Over the lifespan of the project, an estimated 711,000 trees will be felled. Indian environmental law typically requires projects to plant replacement forests in the exact same region. However, Great Nicobar Island already maintains over 75% forest cover, leaving virtually no available land for local replanting. To satisfy the legal requirement, the government is executing an unusual geographical offset. They plan to plant over 97 square kilometers of new forests thousands of miles away on the Indian mainland, specifically in the states of Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. The local coastline requires entirely different interventions. Authorities have drafted strict protocols to physically relocate active coral reefs away from the dredging zones, and they are establishing 3 new restricted access sanctuaries to protect endemic species and the Nicobar megapode. The state is effectively treating the environment as a national ledger, attempting to balance the localized industrial destruction of an island ecosystem with massive ecological investments on the mainland. Beyond the flora and fauna, there is a complex human element to navigate. The development zones directly border the traditional territories of the Shompen and Nicobarese indigenous tribes, some of whom live as hunter-gatherers with limited outside contact. The primary social directive from the administration is rigid. There will be absolutely no relocation or displacement of these tribal communities to accommodate the new infrastructure. This official documentation details exactly how the administration is managing the land rights. While the project absorbs over 73 square kilometers of previously notified tribal reserve, the government is simultaneously re-notifying adjacent land, resulting in a net addition of nearly 4 square kilometers back to the tribal territory. To prevent accidental contact, the project design includes rigid physical barriers. Developers are mandated to install extensive geofencing, barbed wire perimeters, and active surveillance towers around high-risk zones like the power plant to keep the Shompens safely isolated from industrial hazards. India is building an invisible, impenetrable wall through the jungle. The government is attempting to construct a hyper-modern trade hub while actively insulating ancient human heritage from its own economic ambition. This graphic breaks the project down into 3 distinct phases. Advancing through the timeline reveals a sprawling national commitment that extends all the way into a final development window between 2042 and 2047. Once fully operational, the Galathea Bay port will possess the capacity and the deep water draft to aggressively intercept those massive cargo ships currently bypassing the mainland, pulling global shipping routes directly under Indian control. This civilian transshipment capacity doubles as a strategic anchor for the military. Establishing a permanent, heavy infrastructure footprint so close to the Malacca Strait provides the Indian Navy with an expanded operational base to monitor foreign expansion across the Indo-Pacific. The friction built into this master plan is immense. Planners must seamlessly execute the construction of a 16 million TEU industrial terminal, while simultaneously enforcing strict tribal isolation policies and cultivating replacement forests over 1,000 miles away. The Great Nicobar Project is the ultimate stress test for modern engineering and policy. It will determine if a nation can aggressively forge its geopolitical future without completely erasing